also in regards to you and your experiences with Carlson Sr. So I didn't grow up with a large amount of money, and if my dad had not been a martial arts instructor in the military, I wouldn't have had the access to martial arts, because we definitely didn't have the money to go and enroll in an academy. And one of the things that I always heard was that Carlson was, people call him still to this day, the people's champion, if you will. Whether it was in regards to race, whether it was in regards to financial class, which in a lot of places, almost all, there are some subjective values where the racial disparities and the financial disparities kind of start to cross over a lot.
I met Carlson in '95. Carlson moved to LA with the help of an individual that helped open the gym for him. And my friend Marcelo found out about it, and he said, "Oh, my master, Carlson Gracie, is in town." And back in the day, I was like, "Well, we all knew Hoyce."
Right.
That was the only person we knew Hoyce.
UFC.
Yeah, right. And lo and behold, I live in the west side of Los Angeles, and at that time, the gym was just outside the gates of UCLA, the first gym, and Carlson lived in Westwood, and it was very convenient. It was, short drive from me. And he said, "I want you to meet my master." So I said, "Okay." So we went to Carlson's apartment, and within minutes, we hit it off so well. He had very little or no English at that time, but when you meet someone and you just feel that you have that connection. That's what I had. I had a connection with the old man. He gave me a huge hug when I first met him, patted me on the back with his bare paws, and he said, "Oh, you're gonna come train with me." And that was that. And I started training under Carlson, and he would always tell me, "You're gonna be my champion. I'm gonna go to take you to Brazil. You're gonna fight." I said, "No, I never had any inclination of competing. I wanted to train. I wanted to learn how to teach. I want to be a good coach. I want to help grow jiu-jitsu." And for years he would keep telling me that, "Oh, I want you to compete. I want to compete." But I basically just ended up and learning how to teach and run classes, and he would always be there to watch me teach class. That's when I met Vitor when he was like 18 years old, and we've been friends ever since. Fast forward like maybe 6 months and a year later, 96, then Rodrigo arrived. He had just came in second or third in the first world championship. I remember when he arrived, at that time Carlson had moved down the street from me, so he lived like 3 blocks from me, so I spent a lot of time with him. When he was in town, I was with him almost every day. We'd watch videos in his apartment. I'd seen so many black and white videos from back in the 50s of his fights and his relatives and his students fighting. I've met so many people that would come and visit him, and all the Carlson Gracie fight team would come and spend time with us. And make a long story short, I've become really good friends with all those guys. I'm really good friends with Gregorio, with Mario Sperry. I can pick up a phone and have a conversation with the guys. Murila and I are good friends. Bebel, one of the co-founders of BTT. I've met so many people. Alan Goes used to come and hang out with us. It was a great time when everybody would fly to LA to train and visit the old man. He was very generous. He was giving. He would take the shirt off his back and give it to you. With my friend Marcel Alonso, I met him on his way to Seattle as he was living a new life. He was starting a new life in Seattle, and we've been friends ever since. I love all my old friends, and then a lot of my new friends and my friends that I've met along the way in the last 25, 30 years. It's grown so much. And I owe it to Carlson, for being the person who he was, the generous person, the caring person. He was always laughing. He was boisterous. He was really good to me. I miss him dearly. He was always there. He was always there. I drive him around LA, take him different places, but I really enjoyed the time hanging out with him in his apartment, watching videos. As me, Vito, and Rodrigo would sit there and watch videos. Who's who in jiu-jitsu would show up. It's like, I had a great time reminiscing the past where, even though it was only at least a couple of years, 2.5 years of me spending it with him, but it was like the best years of my jiu-jitsu career is spending it with him. I've introduced a lot of my friends to Carlson at tournaments. I'd pick him up, we'd go to a tournament, and then I'd introduce my friends to Carlson and say, oh, this is Carlson. And I never really called him master. Every once in a while I'd joke around and say, hey, master. He was always Carlson. Carlson. He didn't care. What he cared was you enjoying being there and training. Having the opportunity to train with some of the best guys in his team. Great memories. I just made great friends throughout the years, and I'm extremely grateful. To this day, I visit my friend Liborio. I talk to my friend Mario Sperry. We've done seminars together. I go spend time with Marcelo Alonso. I see Rodrigo every once in a while in San Diego, or he'll come up to LA. It's just really cool. I see Alan every once in a while at tournaments in the LA area. A lot of Carlson's black belts come and go in LA in different tournaments. It's a great feeling. It really gave me the opportunity to appreciate everyone that was nice to me growing up in jiu-jitsu, and taking in the scene, taking in the great people that I've met along the way. Not everyone's perfect. People make mistakes. You learn who to avoid. You learn who to stick with. And one thing I can say is I've been friends with some of the OGs in jiu-jitsu since the early 90s, and to this day they're still my friends.